Welcome back to Shane's Main Shop. Today I'm going to show you how to install this load handler on your truck, and then we'll show you how you can move some loom around with it. I ended up with several piles of loom along the driveway that need to be moved, and I don't have a dump truck, and I don't do this very often, but I do have a load handler. First thing is I have this pad that came with it. If you flip the pad over, it's like a non-slip surface. With this side up, it's much smoother. So when you're cranking the load handler, it slides a lot easier on this surface here, so you can get the loom to come out. It's a lot less friction with this pad in here. It's a pretty, I'd say, a good 1/4-inch thick rubber pad. And here's the handle here. All right, so it's slipped over the end of the tailgate like this on both sides, and you have this part of the strap on top, and then you have this strap on this side. Now there's two straps on this side. You want it further this way, and you can make adjustments to these so your pad is centered, your the part that rolls up, but you want to make sure that you can clear your bumper here with the handle. So you can see here, I just clear it. Sometimes I have to pull it a little bit, but when it's in there, it just clears that, and that's what we're looking for. So I got that. Now we're going to go ahead and feed the strap up under the tailgate here, and like I said, there's two straps on this side. One goes down and just hooks on the back side of your bumper, so when you're cranking, the tailgate don't go up on you, and the other one just goes around the tailgate and holds this pulled on top of the tailgate. And then the other side has the same thing, just one that goes around the tailgate. It does not have the strap going to the bumper. Just the side that you crank on has that extra strap. Then we're just going to go ahead and weave this cable, this strap through here, and pull it tight, and we'll be good to go once we have both sides done. All right, so I've got all the straps tight. This one's here, this one's here, and I got it below this, so the pad will just go right over it. And I pull this out on the tailgate here a little bit. You don't need it all the way up the end there as much, because most of the weight's going to be in the middle and then towards the back as it comes. So I'd rather have this back here. And next thing you want to do, I just stick this in here so it's out of the way, is unwind your mat and put it all the way. And I'll show you what I do with that. What you don't want is dirt falling off the back of it. So I get extra back here. There's plenty on the roll, and then I feed it down in. I gotta have both hands, but I'll show you here what I'm doing. Feed it down in between the bed and the cab, just like so. And this is a little tip. So if you do this, when you start cranking, always, the dirt's all the way back here. Of course, it's going to fall off the end of the pile. If you do this, as it falls off and as it's rolling up, it's just landing on the mat, and all that comes out too. So the only thing you have to really deal with when you're done is dirt that ends up on the side. So you do have to do some shoveling, but trust me, when you see how much loom I put on here, if I had to shovel it all by hand, it's a lot more work. So this is the setup. Now we got to get it down the driveway, get the tractor out, and we'll fill it up. All right, I'm driving tractor. Tracy's driving truck, so she's just getting turned around now, and we'll get it positioned where I want it so we can load it up. So what we do is Tracy actually went to get the shovels, because we usually shovel off the edge here a little bit. Now, granted, yes, we're still shoveling, but we're not shoveling this whole pile. There's a pretty good amount in the truck here, and once we get a little bit cleared away from the end so it's not dragging so much, then we'll crank, we'll put the handle crank on and crank this thing up. Now I have done sand with it, but sand is super dense and heavy, and it will do it, but you would not be able to load this much on like you can the loom. The loom's definitely quite a bit lighter than sand. Keep that in mind. But other than that, this thing really is fantastic. Saves a ton of work. That's kind of what we do. Just shovel the worst of it down the side there. So it's a decent amount of shoveling. All this will come off for the most part with the load handler, and then we just have some cleanup to do before we go for the next load. Make sure you start off with the edge of the mat exposed here. What you don't want is a rock or something to get rolled up on the inside. Once you start rolling, you're good. I just want to make sure there's nothing in here now. Just takes an extra minute. Learn from my experiences. I had a rock go under there once, and with the weight of the load and the sand, it actually ripped a hole in this stuff. And this stuff is pretty tough. So just take a minute to make sure there's nothing in there, and then you're good to go. You're just going to slide this in there, and you're going to start cranking. Let's just see here. Sometimes it takes a minute to get going. Again, this is a workout, but it's far less than shoveling all this. Now if you look in here, you can see what I'm talking about. As the pile fell down, I have a lot of lead left on the mat. It was down and behind, so all that's coming with it. All we're left with is the stuff on the edges. And you can pull the truck forward if you have to, but we're gonna get it all off right here without too much trouble. When you get to that point, it starts to wrinkle. I usually stop. Well, that's still going all right though. I'll stop right there. And then all you gotta do is go back and do your light cleanup. Now this side didn't have much on it because when I loaded from that side. And that only takes a couple minutes and we'll go back for another load. I'll put a link down in the description. We've used this quite a bit. I've had it a long time. We used it quite a bit in the beginning and didn't use it for many years. And then we cracked it back out a couple months ago to start moving this loom. It really is a lifesaver because if you had to do all that by hand or run up and down the driveway with the tractor moving it, it would take forever. I can't remember what the price of them are. I think they've come down. They were $200-300 or something. But I think they're under a couple hundred now, but I'm not 100% sure. Check them out. But thanks for swinging by Shane's Main Shop. Please like, subscribe, comment. Come back often for more videos. Have a great day. And we'll see you in the next video, because I got a lot of loom to move. The problem is, you have to remember to put the mat back down, roll it back out, before you dump the first load of loom in. This didn't fill the whole thing full of loom. Now I gotta throw this off the truck, clean it again, put the mat back out, and then we'll load it up. Alright, so this is a little bonus footage if you stuck around. I actually backed the truck up the hill a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and see if we can crank it off. I haven't shoveled the sides on this particular one, and I didn't on the one before. So hopefully we can actually get this to come off without having to shovel the sides, as well as being uphill. I'm going to try it.
Walk around you.
Recording?
Mm-hmm.
I'd still rather do this than shovel all of it.
You're also doing it uphill.
Well, that's the whole point of this video. Anybody stuck around to the end gets to see this bonus footage. It always wrinkles up like that at the end because the dirt's in one part or another, but that's no big deal. Straightens out when you pull it back out. Whew. Now, we just got to shovel out the sides, but I'll pull down the hill before we do that. Anyway, like I said, if you stuck around this long, you got a little extra. Have a good day.